Hey everybody, this is Uncle P from superezforex, and so today's question is about which pairs are the best pairs to trade. All right, and I'm going to request that you actually get out a pen and a piece of paper or something to write with, because I'm going to give you some notes and things to think about. Whether you're part of the superezforex family or not, it's okay. I want you to be able to have this information because what I'm going to teach you today in this video is going to change your thinking process on how you're selecting your trading pairs. Okay, it's going to make a huge difference in your success. Okay, I taught this class for the last week, this week, and I think part of last week I talked about it, but mainly this week I taught this to my students because once you do sign up, you actually will be live in class with me on Tuesday and Wednesday mornings, and the class schedule is in the tutorial program if you choose to join us. But even if not, this information should still be very, very, very helpful for your trading career. I really wish that somebody would have taught me this a long time ago. What it would have happened is my trading career would have been a whole lot easier and I would have suffered a whole lot less struggles. So make sure you're hearing clearly what I'm about to teach you, because chances are you're never going to hear it anywhere else. Okay, so before we do that, let me show you a couple of trades with simplicity. Of course, I'm still holding this trade, and we're going to come back and talk about this particular trade and a couple others. So as you can see, I'm in this trade right here, the GA, which is one of my favorite pairs, and we'll talk about that momentarily as I'm teaching you. Okay, but that's one of them that I'm in, and then I'm also still holding the Dragon. Oh boy, looking good. So I'm up this on this one for 84 pips right here. And you can see I'm in this one, GA, 455 pips. So these two alone are up over 200 pips and some change, right? About 250 to almost 250 or 220, something like that. And then I entered in this one. I'm waiting for this one to play out off the 1 hour setup that I see. So it's doing a little pullback, but hopefully it'll dip down. I'm looking at that one. But if not, no big deal. So anyway, let's get back to it, what we're here for today, okay? So before we do that, I'm going to introduce you to somebody special. And as I'm showing you this information, hang tight, because I'm going to connect two dots. And when you see these two connections take place, it's going to be like, oh, the lights are on. Now I understand why I've been choosing and trading the wrong pairs. Okay, that's what the goal of this video is going to do. It's going to help you realize you've been dating the wrong trading pairs. And that's part of the reason why many people in this business struggle. So make sure you're taking notes. Okay. All right. So let me introduce you to somebody first. All right. Let me lower this down first. This person right here is my best friend, and she's actually my wife. And so my wife is a beautiful person, just gorgeous to me, just absolutely gorgeous. But at the same time, what's nice about her is not just that she's a gorgeous person to me on the outside, but she's also very beautiful on the inside. Watch how I explain this, and then I'm going to tie it back around into the Forex market, and you're going to clearly see exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to choosing currency pairs. So with my best friend is very beautiful. She wakes up in the morning. She's very pleasant. She's smiling all the time. She's just a happy-go-lucky kind of person. She loves God, and she's just a pleasant person to hang around with. Just real serene and calm and everything else. Me, I'm a little more intense, okay? A little more high-strung, a little more energetic when it comes to confrontation and dealing with situations. She's more laid-back, methodical. She's, just a beautiful person, real calm. There's no other way to explain it. She's just really chill, easy to get along with, very easy. That's why she's my best friend. Love hanging around her. Okay, very pleasant. I know, watch this, write this down. She has a predictable, write that down. She has a predictable behavioral pattern. In other words, when I'm with her, I know what I can expect to happen. Have you ever dated somebody or married somebody and you didn't know what to expect? One day they waking up smiling, happy, talking about they love you, and the next day they going crazy. Have you ever been with somebody like that? And so it's hard for you to understand their behavioral patterns, so it's hard for you to predict the outcome from day to day. Are you with me so far? Okay, I hope you guys are getting this because this has everything to do with Forex. But the way I'm explaining this so that you'll never forget the lesson that I'm teaching you. Okay? My wife has a very predictable behavioral pattern. Every once in a while, she'll wake up and she'll have a bad day just like any other human being. But for the most part, she wakes up and she's very pleasant, very calm, very kind, very friendly, very thoughtful, very helpful to everybody, not just to me, for everybody. She's just a helpful person, always considerate of other people's feelings, what she can do to be a blessing to other people. That's just who she is. Very predictable. Write that word down. I am teaching you lessons that your broker, I'm sorry, not your broker, but whoever your mentors were, whatever, they should have taught you this a long time ago, just like they should have taught me. My journey would have been a whole lot easier. So I'm giving you this to help you understand. Predictable. Now let's get to charts. Let's get to the charts. This is one of my favorite trading pairs. Okay, I'm going to pull it back. And give me a second. Let me unlock my charts. All right, now I'll pull it back just a little bit. So here, as you can see, well, that's as far back as it's going to go on the video. I have two monitors, and I'm only sharing 1 1/4 of one of them. But anyway, as you can see, it goes up, goes down. And right here is where it really gets good. Okay, look at the candles, right? Look at the candles. Okay. Right here is cool and calm and just predictable. Just predictable. It had a little turbulence right here, but you know, we know where to put our stop loss if you were in that trade in our group. And see, it's just flowing like a river, up and down and up and down. And that's why I'm in this trade still, you know, hang on to it for a little while. And it's just predictable. I just, you know, hop in my trade and, you know, and I can just go walk the heck away. And look at that. Just see how it's just calm. Look at the size of these candles. Real small, calm, and cool and collective. Just predictable. Key. Predictable. 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 Okay. Real predictable. Had a little something. It came backwards a little bit, but then after that, it just went right on where it's supposed to go. And as you can see, it's a Friday. And by the way, you can check the charts. Today is July 24th. Okay. And so just so for those who think that, you know, hey, he's manipulating the charts and this and that, watch this. I'm going to remove the indicator. All right. And so I'll get rid of it. And you'll still see the same thing on the charts. Okay. Without my indicator system. And there's, if you do join, there's another indicator you're going to get. I just don't show it on the camera. All right. So anyway, as you can see, even without it, just looking at price action alone, you see it's predictable. It's predictable. All right. So I'm going to add my system back and it tells me when to get in and it's predictable. Okay. Now watch this. Why am I insisting on using that word predictable? Here's the reason why. Many people ask me all the time, what is the best pairs to trade? I tell them all the time, I can't answer that for you. Why? Because I don't know you. Notice how I started this conversation. I didn't start with talking about the charts right away. Because one of the things that people make the mistake of doing is they always looking at the charts. They're looking at indicators, trend lines, and this and that. And they never stop to look at themselves in the mirror. And you say, well, what do you mean by that? I'm glad you asked. Why did I talk about my wife and my best friend? Because the Forex market is exactly the same thing. When you're looking at trading currency pairs, you don't look at the currency pairs first. You look at yourself. And why are you looking at yourself? Great question. Because you need to know your behavioral pattern. And you say, well, what do you mean by that? Great question. I don't have the emotional fortitude to be a scalper. I know how to scalp, but it's just not my thing. Why? Because it moves too fast and my nerves can't handle it. And therefore, I had to learn over time, date the pairs that fits my personality. And therefore, when I trade, I'm not panicking. I'm not cutting out of trades quick, even though it didn't even hit my stop loss. There I go, just jumping out of my trades. Why? Because I'm afraid it's going to hit my stop loss. Ain't even hit my stop loss. Ain't even close. But I'm taking my, I got to go. I got to take my, see, why? because I didn't realize, hey, you got to know, are you a actual scalper or are you a day trader or a swing trader? Which one are you first? And when you figure out who you are first, then you go back to the charts, which I'm going to give you a homework assignment on what I did to select the pairs that were a good fit for me. When you figure out who you are emotionally, then you can figure out which pairs will be the best fit for you. This is why when people ask me all the time, what's the best trading pairs to trade? I don't have an immediate answer. Because why? I don't know you. And chances are you don't know you either. You never stop to think, what kind of person am I? I'm a full-time employee trying to be a scalper. Why? Every time you enter a trade, your mind is completely away from your job now and it's totally on what? That trade. Do you see what I'm saying? You can't even focus. Why? Because you're scared to go take a piss in the bathroom. Because you're trying to be a scalper, but you are a full-time employee. It's not a good fit. You're dating somebody that's not a good fit for you. And I had to realize, for me, I don't like being in front of the charts all the time. I like to travel. I like to go on dates with my wife. I like to go to the park. I like to go for walks. I like to go swimming. I like to do other things while making money. So as you can see here, if I go to the 30-minute chart, every candle on the 30-minute represents 30 minutes. So how many hours upon hours upon hours went by? Many. And I'm still riding the trade. See how I can just walk away and I'm cool, calm, and collective? I'm good. Why? Because I learned me first. I had no business trying to be a scalper. I know how to scalp, but it's just not me. And it was destroying my trading career. I was always nervous, always scared to do anything. Why? Because I'm afraid I'm going to lose money on my trade. And then when I learned to start looking at the markets from a relationship standpoint, the world opened up to me and things became a whole lot easier. Let me give you another example. So let's look at this pair right here, the Euro Swiss. Let's drop it down to a lower time frame. You see how this one here, see how it's meow, meow. I call it in class, I was teaching this in class on this week. I call it the cat scratching. Meow, 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 meow. Okay? You see how the cat is scratching? It's just all over the place. Meow, 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 meow. Oh no, I can't do it. See, I can't I can't go on a date with my wife with this. I'm afraid this thing gonna hit my stop loss the whole time, which is what some of you guys are suffering with. You enter a trade with excitement, but then the moment you click the button, tell the truth. Has it happened to you? The moment you click that button, you clicked it with excitement because you said, okay, I did my analysis, I did my drop down analysis, I checked my trend line, whatever you do. You enter the trade with certainty, but then the moment you click the button, your nerves kick in and you're scared to death. Let me give you guys something to think about as well while we're here and talking about this. There is a scripture in the Bible. Whether you believe the Bible or not, the principles are still the same. Okay? And let me move my head over here so you can really hear me good. Okay? Really hear me good. There's a scripture in the Bible that says, where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. And what that means is the moment it's hard for you to detach your money from your feelings. That's basically what it means. That's the reason why if anybody messes with your money, you go off. Now, you can forgive a lot of things and let a lot of stuff go, but let somebody start messing with your money. You understand what I'm saying? You could be the coolest person, but start messing with somebody's money. They start going off. The moment you enter a trade, the same thing happens because now the market is messing with what? Your money. And you're not a person who can handle that emotional up and downs. And yet you're trying to be a scalper. And you wonder why most people lose in Forex. That's because they have never been taught this simple lesson. If you are not a scalper mentally and emotionally, you should not be a scalper on these charts because you can't handle it. You're going to be cutting your trades quick. You're going to be moving your stop losses all the time. You're going to be moving. You're just going to be an emotional mess. Okay? That's what happened to me. So I had stopped. And I'm giving you a homework assignment now. Here's what I did. I said, okay, who am I really? Are you a scalper, a day trader, or a swing trader? For me, I am a swing trader. I like to hold my trades and walk away. But sometimes I'll be a day trader. The one thing I know I'm really not is a scalper. So me trading off the 1 minute and the 5 minute on a regular basis, I'll do it every once in a while, especially the 5 minute with the new system. I mean, you know, with simplicity, I'll trade off the 5 every once in a while. I'll take some. But for the most part, that's just not who I am. And if that's the case, I need to acknowledge and tell myself the truth. The Bible says the truth shall set you free. See? Not what you think, the actual truth. So the truth is, I love making scalpers quick money, but the also truth is, I cannot emotionally handle that fast move stuff. So I had to come to the knowledge of the truth of who I am. And when I did that, here's what I did. I started going back through my pairs. And I started looking on higher time. See, look at this. See what I mean? Look, watch this. This is one of my favorite pairs for me. For me. Notice this. I'm going to go back to the Euro Swiss. Notice how this pair, and let me move myself up here. Notice how this pair is just meow, 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 meow. But then as soon as I switch to this pair, notice how calm the candles are. And as I teach in class, I say all the time, calm candles are king when trading this system if you're going to walk away. Do you see the difference instantly? Instantly. I know I shouldn't be trading the Euro Swiss. It's not a good fit for me. But the moment I switch to another pair, the Euro AUD, which is also one of my favorite pairs, notice the difference and how smooth it runs. I mean, just smooth. No cat scratching. Look, I'm going to pull it back. Let's look at it straight here. Here goes another one. Look at that. Just smooth. Smooth. Just smooth. See? Just calm. Just like my wife. Do you see why I mentioned about my relationship with my wife? Because when you're trading Forex, it's the same thing. You're actually entering into a relationship, financial relationship with these currency pairs. So stop dating the ones that don't fit you. Why do you think half the people who get married get divorced? It's great that you're in love, but you're marrying a person who is just not a good fit for you. And because you didn't do your due diligence on this in the beginning, that's why people are going through a train wreck in a relationship in the end. Yes, they were pretty, but they just weren't your personality. They didn't fit your personality. And you were so busy worrying about their personality until you never stopped to figure out what was yours. What is a good fit for you? And the same thing in the Forex market. Instantly, if it was me trading, I automatically know just by clicking this button, this is not a good fit for me. It's not my personality. If I'm a scalper, this is probably heaven for me. I can get my 5 or 10 pips with big lot sizes and I am in heaven. This would be heaven for me if I'm a scalper. But I'm not. Therefore, I had to figure out, okay, start doing your due diligence instead of marking up charts and indicators and this and that. Why don't you slow your butt down and figure out which pairs are going to be comfortable for you? And for me, small candles are king. The other thing I do, if you haven't noticed already, take a look at what I do. I gray out all my candles. Why? Because having those red and green candles and seeing them up and down, up and down, up and down, it was messing with my nerves. It was making me nervous. So if I gray all the candles out, I ain't worried about each candle. Now, if you're trading candle patterns, I get it. I'm not trading candle patterns. I'm trading rhythms. See, you see how you instantly can figure out, when you figure out who you are, the charts, trading, and everything begins to make sense. And you can relax in your style. So for me, as much noise reduction that I can do for my nerves to be calm, that's what I did, including changing all my candles to gray. So no longer am I seeing the up and downs of the reds and this and that. All I see is the rhythm. Okay, I see you going up. I see you had a news event candle right here. Okay, that's going to happen here or there. But for the most part, you just flow like a river. You just smooth like my wife. Just nice and kind movements. And I can enter this trade, place my stop loss, and I can go to lunch without panicking. I can go have dinner with my wife without fear of always. A matter of fact, here's something I do now. Let me move myself over here so I can talk to you guys. When I enter these type of trades, because they fit my personality, do you know I don't even have my MT4 on my phone no more? I don't even want it on my phone. Because what's going to happen is nerves are going to kick in, and all day long, all you're doing is staring at your phone. You at work and you staring at your phone. You on a date, you staring at your phone. You was at the movie theater before COVID-19. You staring at your chart. Just always on your phone. Always on your phone. Why? Because you didn't trust the movement of the market, of the pair that you chose to date. Me, I don't want to be that person no more. So here's what I'm saying to you guys, and here's your homework, okay? Just as I did in front of you, you go through each pair and you select different time frames and check them out. After you figure out, if I'm a scalper, and I'm a hardcore scalper, that's all I love to do, and I like that fast-paced stuff. I don't care about wins and losses, I don't care about risk. I just like that fast-paced. All right, here's what you do. Then you need to stay on the 1 minute and the 5 minute, and you go through each currency pair and figure out which one is the most choppiest. You see what I'm saying? Them choppiest, them cat scratchers. Meow, 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 up and down, up and down, up and down. That's the one you want to stick with. Find those and stick with it and get your 5 or 10 pips. Whatever. Cool. But if that is not you, and you're working a full-time job, or you just don't like being in front of the charts like that, then you need to do your due diligence like I'm doing. I just went through pairs, and I started going through the pairs that moved a little more rhythmic. Look at this. See? Look at this last one. Look at this one. Look at this one. See how many, look at how many trades were just smooth. The candles were calm, peaceful. It has a river just flowing. And so was my money just flowing in, just flowing in, just flowing. See, 152 pips, just flowing, just calm, relaxed. Take the trade and take off for a day or two and come back, and there you go. No big deal. See, that fits me. And so I was going through certain pairs, and as I was going through them, I was able to mark off the ones that were just not a good fit for me, just like you're dating. Hey, they got them popular dating apps. Okay, same thing. Where like POF, Plenty of Fish, where you just swipe. No, she's not a good fit, or he's not a good fit. And you just swipe them off. Nope, that ain't for me. And then oh, you look good. And then you investigate a little bit more. And so what that does is, yes, you have 28 plus pairs to trade from, but you don't want to trade all of them because they're not a good fit for you. You don't need to be dating every single one that comes across your way. And so because of that, you will narrow down the number of pairs that you're trading, and you'll focus on just a handful of pairs, and then your money can flow in very easily. Because now you're trading only the pairs that fit your personality. Okay? So hopefully this video was helpful to you. I'm doing what's called Ask Uncle P. Okay, Ask Uncle P. And so this is one of the questions that typically comes in. If you have a question that you want me to do a video on, just shoot me an email to superezforex@gmail.com, and I'll be glad to do a video on it if I can. If I know something about it, I'll do it. If I don't know, I just don't know. I don't know everything, but I'm just saying, I'm just helping you as a fellow trader, whether you join Super Easy Forex or not. I just want to help you guys with what I have learned over my years of struggle. Okay? And this is one of the most important ones that nobody taught me. And I'm teaching it to you so that you won't have to go through what I went through. Okay? If you do want to join us, go right ahead and go to our website, superezforex.com. And once you sign up, you have immediate access. You don't have to wait for anybody to email you anything. Go through the tutorial program, and I will see you in class on Tuesday morning, where we'll be talking one-to-one, you and I, with the rest of the class. And I typically stay behind as long as possible to answer almost, pretty much every question that comes in. Sometimes the classes, like I said before, the classes are supposed to be like 30 minutes to an hour. Typically, my class, I will stay back as long as an hour and a half, 2 hours, 3 hours sometimes to make sure I get to every hand, every person as much as I can, unless I have something else to do, because I want to make sure that I'm helping everybody to get the knowledge that they need to have. Okay? All right, you guys, have a great weekend. Hopefully this video was helpful. If it was helpful, let me know. Shoot me an email to superezforex@gmail.com. I'm sorry I can't leave my comments on like I used to. We got too many trollers and scammers who's trying to utilize this platform to, do their own dirt and do their own thing. And I'm not allowing that. You know, oh, hey, I like this guy. This guy's system is great. And they're just scammers. So that's why I turned off my comments. So anyway, just drop us an email. Let us know what you think. Okay, bye.